Hey girl.
Howdy, 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 my beautiful Virgo. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today I'm going to be doing your weekly tarot horoscope reading, Virgo, for November 2021, darling. So if you find some tarot cards that resonate with you in this tarot reading today, Virgo, let me know in the comments below which cards do, because that's how I keep up with you, as well as give this video a like and subscribe if you enjoy my vibe for today, or you just enjoy this tarot reading, darling. I'm not picky. I always appreciate it when you do, because it does help me out a lot. Keep in mind as well, Virgo, that I am just an individual reading some tarot cards to you. Tarot readings are just here to give you some food for thought, perspective to consider this week, today, darling, as well as just, yeah, darling, just take this as you will, take what resonates. Remember, it doesn't matter what you identify as, Virgo, whether it's he, she, they, them, anything inside or outside of that tarot spectrum, gender spectrum, darling. Remember that these readings are always all-inclusive. So let's just get into this, Virgo. Enough of my rambling. Let's see what's going on for you this week, Virgo. Let's see what predictions are going to be coming forward. Remember, if you want to book a private personal reading with me as well, darling, my website's always linked down below, SimplyVelca.com. So we have the Knight of Swords stepping forward to you, Virgo. Now, this is pretty powerful, right? This is showing your potential, Virgo. There's something that sparked your interest, I feel, whether this is a person or an idea, Taurus, Virgo. Apologize, I just did Tauruses, so that's why, Virgo. Something definitely piqued your interest that I feels as if, like, nothing is, I'm not here to sugarcoat things, Virgo, but I do see a lot of potential with something, right? That's what the Knight of Swords represents, where it's just like a lot of new energy, a lot of new ideas, and a lot of new concepts, even people for some of you Virgos. That's a new thing for you, something to be like, I could get a taste of that. I could dabble in that, right? But here's this thing, Virgo. The Knight of Swords, it's a matter of the swords is dealing with the psyche. So it feels as if the biggest challenge for many of you Virgos is the sense of, will you do it or not, right? Will you choose to take 10 steps forward, or will you choose to take 2 steps back, right? In regards to this, right? And I feel like for many of you guys, obviously, Virgo, this might be just me projecting, right? Because I don't have the enough tarot cards yet. But it is a time for a change for you, Virgo. Death card in the back of the deck as well. So I'm going to just let this message flow. It is time for a change. It's time for you, Virgo, to break out of the mold. It's time for you, Virgo, to step into your greatness. It's time for you to put down the chapter of where, Virgo, you are on the sidelines, or where you are not treating yourself as the main character, Virgo. This is time for it. This is really where it's just all about you, Virgo. It's all about you. And so that's something I feel like, and this is like, just break. I keep on hearing Virgo, where it's just like, break the cycle, break the cycle, break the cycle. And so whatever that cycle looks like for you, that's keeping you back, that's keeping this Knight of Swords tame, really. This Knight of Swords is not really able to really tap into their fullest potential because of your psyche currently, Virgo. So consider that. We have the Eight of Swords coming in here, darling Virgos. I'm just going to say I'm sorry ahead of time, Virgo, because I feel like this is going to feel very personal. Y'all are going to feel very personally attacked in this tarot reading this week, Virgo. But it's just, I'm trying to push you to your greatness, really. With this Eight of Swords, you have very self-limiting thoughts when it comes to these new ideas, these new concepts, these new people even, Virgo. You're having these very limiting thoughts, and now there's just this message here where, it makes sense as to why I was getting beforehand, where it's like, it's time for you to break that cycle. It's time for you to get out of your shell, get out of your comfort zone, Virgo, and just allow yourself to be seen. It's time to put down the chapter of where, again, as I was saying, you are no longer where you weren't treating yourself as the main character, or where you're just choosing to be on the sidelines, Virgo, for whatever the reasons are, right? I'm not here to dismiss your experiences and your justifications as to why you have been doing whatever it is that you've been doing, right? You've just been doing the best that you know how for yourself. But now it's time for you to get up. It's time for you to get up. It's time for you to start, not even into a new chapter, Virgo, but it's time for you to start a whole new book. It's time for you, Virgo, to change your story, right? It's time for a change, right? We have here the Ten of Swords coming in here. Yeah. 10s representing closures to cycles, Virgo. With this 10 here, something that's been holding you back, whether this is your weight, Virgo, whether this is just even your opinion of yourself, and that self-deprecating nature, Virgo. right? I feel like you need to start feeding because you have the Knight of Swords starting out this energy, right? And it feels, the Knight of Swords makes what it is, what it's given. So whether you feed this positive energy or negative energy, it's going to take that and amplify that. And so I feel like for many of you guys, Virgo, you guys had just been really feeding your mindset with just a lot of narratives of things that you don't want to happen. A lot, instead of entertaining a lot of the positivity of what could come from these new opportunities, from these new things, from these new people, Virgo. And so as you continue on with your week, this is your sign to really start leaning into these newer concepts, these newer ideas, because it's almost as if your spiritual forces, your spiritual team, Virgo, is trying to direct you, is trying to really pick you up by your shoulders and be like brushing you off, be like, let's go, Virgo. It's time to pack up camp and really get going forward. And I feel like for a lot of you, it lies just internally with your own self-limiting thoughts, whatever it is, whether it's you wanting to do YouTube, whether it's you wanting to open up to this connection, whether it's you even wanting to go back to school, Virgo, to learn something so you can make something more of yourself, right? Whatever it is, there's just some type of self-limiting thought, some type of self-limiting concept that keeps you from really honoring that. And then, yeah, King of Pentacles coming in for you. I really want to suggest for those Virgos that do have Taurus in their chart to check that out, because I am noticing a little bit of, you're not getting, your reading's different in a lot of ways, Virgo, but I'm noticing you guys are getting a lot of similar cards to Taurus now, because Taurus is also is ending a chapter. I mean, you could just be dealing with the Taurus, right? But I'm just noting a lot of similarities. So with that King of Pentacles, right? Because here's that thing, as I was already hinting at, Virgo, you have these newer concepts. You have these things that could really provide a lot of abundance for you. When you think about the King of Pentacles, it's building up an empire. It's building up a business. It's building up something that's extremely profitable. By definition, the King of Pentacles is associated with that Midas touch. Anything that you touch turns to gold. And you know that, Virgo. You know about your greatness, but I don't know if you're just embarrassed about you being the one to celebrate that greatness, for you to be the one to say, it's just like, hey, I am great and this is why, right? Whatever your reasoning is, that's your business, Virgo. But start feeding more positivity into your thoughts, because you really have a strong potential, Virgo, of being able to changing your life. I know that sounds really dramatic, but it's just like you really do have this potential in changing your life, and it's through welcoming in this newer energy, rather than looking at this with skepticism and then only listing the bad things about them. Judgment card coming in here, darling, Virgo. So definitely a card of action, darling. A card of action. This is time for you to really just take a move, Virgo. I feel like, again, I keep on seeing Virgo, for many of you, I feel like I need to hold this card up a little bit longer. I feel like for many of you, I keep on being shown like this imagery, Virgo, of where it's like the sky opens up. Some people identify it's like the heavens open up, honey, and it's like a golden light shining right on you, Virgo, but then you turn into just like a brain again. So it's just like something that you have, like this idea, there's something, Virgo, that's already in your brain at this current point in time that was divinely given to you, whether this is an idea, whether this is information, whether this is something, Virgo. You already have it, and you have it, and you also know the potential in this, I suspect, Virgo, and you're being told to not ignore that anymore. You're being told to just take action on it, ask questions, take action now, ask questions later, Virgo, for whatever this is. Like, this is a gift, really. This is a gift. Your intuition is spot on with this. It's like, and here's the thing, Virgo, I feel like you're able to list all the positive things about this, but it's like you don't want to it's like, again, it's almost as if, Virgo, you don't want to be the one to have to acknowledge your greatness. Or you even, I don't know, it's this weird, there is something that's holding you back, or just in terms of perception. Nine of Pentacles, darling, Virgo, you're just getting card after card after card after card of financial now. It's financial with swords, right? So it's like very much so, some of you Virgos, you might even be finding yourself financially in a block, right? Experiencing some financial blocks. Virgo, with that Nine of Pentacles, though, it is this card of where you're taken care of, right? Self-employment, if you've been leaning into doing something more on the self-employed route, Virgo, it's absolutely fabulous with that Nine of Pentacles. You can't get better than that. I keep seeing Ten of Pentacles as well, so either we're going to be pulling the Ten of Pentacles, Virgo, or it's just a message of where it's just like what it is that you are building up into, and like what is essentially promised to you, Virgo, should you lean into this. Interesting. Oh, girl, can I get these cards to settle down now, darling? Let's continue on with this. We have here the Four of Swords coming in here. Now, with this Four of Swords, Virgo, I feel as if for many of you, kind of similar to Taurus in that sense, again, of like healing. But I feel as if what's healing for you is healing in in some type of situation that you feel blocked in. So whether this is whatever this is all covering about, that you're having these self-limiting thoughts, or just even like healing of your own perception, Virgo, and maybe that's what's happening, and just healing of your own perspective, healing just of whatever block that you've been experiencing right now. The way to lift it is quite literally like whatever this tarot reading is talking about, Virgo, and it's all under the scope of, again, taking action, right? So what's holding you back, Virgo? What's holding you back from that, right? It's a hypothetical question. I don't need to deep dive it, do tarot with it, right? You can have that honest conversation with yourself. We're all adults here, right? It's not my business to put your business out there like that, darling. So let's continue on, Virgo. Three of Pentacles coming in here. So for many of you guys, you know, this is a card of collaboration. That's why you will see a multitude of people, Virgo, associated with this card in most card tarot decks, because the Nine of Pentacles is that card of collaboration. It's the card of working together with other people, with other energies, Virgo. I do just see for many of you guys, like some other energy or energies takes a strong presence in y'all's reading, Virgo, which is kind of something that's been consistent for a while now for you. Some of y'all Virgos is something that I want to take note of, so definitely honor that. I feel for many of you Virgos, what's going to be happening is just this idea that you have, and then it's just like going to the right people, Virgo, to help you out, to build that out. Then yeah, Ace of Pentacles, darling, come on now. Virgo, like this is really, I know I'm not really talking about just like relationships and all that, Virgo, but it's like literally speaking such a clear message. You're literally just getting all the pentacle cards. You have abundance here and waiting for you, Virgo. You just have to go out and get it. Your success is definitely resulted from the collaboration with other energies, whether it's you, Virgo, going to the right people that have the right knowledge that you don't, or what have you. I do see your success intertwined with other energies or associate. It doesn't mean like you're having like you're the CEO and you're having to like answer, like also having like someone else as like a CEO as well, where you're doing 50-50. You could just be in a sense of knowledge being shared onto you, or just people helping in the background on things, Virgo, and you're still like the main focal point, right? But Virgo, you again, like you just have so much success lined up for you, but you have to be willing to take action towards it. You have to get out of your head. You have to be willing to, again, start feeding more positivity into what could happen, or what it is that you will be dealing with should you really take up onto this new journey, right? You have here the Wheel of Fortune, because the time is now. It's like things are shifting in your life, Virgo. You know, the Wheel of Fortune, you probably have been dealing with quite a few misfortunes recently, because the Wheel of Fortune, Virgo, really deals with, while it's in the card, many people will see the Wheel of Fortune as just a card of abundance and fortune, darling, right? But the wheel can turn two ways, whether it's counterclockwise or clockwise. So sometimes it'll be turning in a productive way, Virgo, and other times it won't be turning in a very productive and fortunate way, honey. And so I feel like for many of you guys, you've been just receiving a long streak of bad luck for quite some time now, and this is the way to break it, right? The way to break it is through taking action. It's through breaking out of the mold. Some of you Virgos, you're being made extremely uncomfortable by your spiritual team. Excuse me. by your spiritual team, Virgo, and they're making you this uncomfortable because they're trying to get you out of your comfort zone. It's kind of like that card of, it's the analogy of where it's just like your parents wanting you to move out, right? And so the only way they can make you move out is by just making the living space more and more unbearable until you just make the decision to claim your independence and move out through other means, right? Or what have you, right? That's kind of the analogy that I'm getting. Now, it's not me telling you, Virgo, to quite literally move out of your current space and all that, darling, right? Like, obviously you'll know what this is specifically about, but it is like sense, and you're able to sense it as well, Virgo, where you have to do drastic change to really change how that wheel of fortune is turning for you. And for many of you Virgos, you already know where this cornucopia, where this ace of pentacles lies for you, right? You do know that. So the World card tried to come out, so I would take that as a signifier as well, Virgo, of a new cycle ready to begin for you. It's just, again, I'm being shown like it's like the finish line, but you're standing there waiting to, like, everyone's waiting for you to be like, all right, let's go. It's like doing the countdown and you're at the final number, but everyone's just looking to you, Virgo, to say that final number, right? And then, yeah, Knight of Cups, that's when opportunity happens for you. Knight of Cups, again, I get it's a similar message where there is some type of underlying other energy associated with helping you along with this, Virgo. But I do just genuinely believe for many of you guys, as you continue leaning into this, the abundance follows through. Opportunities just, it's like doors just open up as you continue walking. You don't really even have to put much effort into trying to find the doors, because they start revealing themselves to you, Virgo, is the impression that I get. But all right, let's wrap this reading up with an oracle card, darling. We have here, Virgo, is this your moon? Your full moon in Virgo, and the full moon is coming up here, Virgo. You are good enough. So many of you Virgos just need to be told that you are good enough, that your story is, that you are worthy of being successful, that you, what was I saying? You were at the beginning talking about how you need to be treating yourself as the main character. That's the storyline of where you're at the sidelines is no longer, because you are good enough for so much more. Your story is meant to be reaching so many more people, to be helping out so many other people, Virgo, and you sense it as well. You know what it is that you need to do. You just need to take action on it, darling. All right. So I'm sorry for those that feel personally attacked, darling, but again, I'm pushing you for your own greatness. So hopefully you found this tarot reading helpful to you, Virgo. I love you so much. Remember, if you want to book a private personal reading with me, my website's always linked down below, SimplyVelca.com. Next to my social medias, TikTok and Instagram, also being SimplyVelca. But until next time, my beautiful Virgos, I love you so much. Bye.